Hello friends, welcome to my channel Piping Engineering 3D. In this session we will create the equipment. We will try to create one vertical tank. We will add some nozzles. We'll randomly try to create this in this software. So let's just get started. First be on this zone. You can simply click here like this and give this equipment a name, that is tank 001, something like this. You can give the position to this, but we will simply OK like this. We can check its position using this command qpos with respect to /star. Now we will try to create this sub equipment in this plate, floor plate, floor plate not required. We'll try to create the floor level at this 000. The floor already created. We will give this name floor 001 like this. Simply OK this. Again we will check this position to this. Now if you create the floor and the box, simply open this attribute like this, and we will give the value 10,000. Again 10,000 in this north. In the up we will give the 500 value. The length would be 200 like this. Walk to center view. Okay. Now this plate, this box, we are considering it as the floor level. We'll check its value. This is at this position. As we randomly give the value and OK this at the screen, but we will give this value, that is this should be 0, this should be 0. Now again we will try seeing its position. You can check its position also. Its position set as 00. Its position set up by 100. Okay. Now if you type this command access c and in the east view, you can if you go in the view, graphical view, representation, you can set monochrome, the current view, this shaded we don't want. We'll try applying it like this. You can see in the middle of this plate there is its origin point. and again if you want to set the level at 1 lakh, you have to type this command qpos with respect to, and we will give this value 1 lakh, like this. Now check the value of this position. It is up by 1 lakh. Now click access at C, as if have we need to identify this downward bottom of this plate position. We will modify its equipment origin point. Simply in the equipment, simply go to this equipment sub equipment ID point and set this point as the origin point. Return to initial position now. And if you type the axis at C, this point is selected. And if you check its position, so it is down by 100 mm. Okay, we will type this value and we will try access at C, and we will set, you can check Q position. If you look in the east view, at the bottom of this plate, the axis at C, and if you check position, it is at 1 lakh. Like this, you can set the origin point, you can place, you can check the position, you can give the values of the positions. Again, if we consider the top of this plate is the origin point, we are considering the top of this plate is the origin point. So axis at C. Now if you check the Q position with respect to it is up by 200. We want this at 1 lakh level. So we will simply type this, and again we will check axis at C. Is the top surface is at 1 lakh position by up in up direction. Okay, now we will create the another equipment, that is, let's create the tank. For this, we'll create the cylinder simply like this. You can create, you can, once you come into the graphical view, you can see, you can specify the east, north and up direction. So we will give the value 0 for this, again 0, and it should be up by 1 lakh. It should be up, the cylinder should be up by 1 lakh 5,000, like this, and we will enter the diameter for this cylinder should be 4000, and the height for this cylinder should be, it is around 8000. If you cut this dialog box, you can check its position like this. It is up by this much distance. We don't want that. We want the distance should be, you can bring this cylinder down simply by just go to move position. In the position, you can click this point and select this point like this and just apply. You can see the cylinder come down, and you can check its position. You should, as you are here on this cylinder, you should type this command access at c. You can check the midpoint of this cylinder is its origin point. As you know, the height of the cylinder is 8000. We will up it by 4000 like this. Now the cylinder is created, but there should be in the plan view, you can see this cylinder on this ground floor should be rested using four legs or three legs, and that we need to provide. We are adding four legs. One is here, one is here, one is here, and one is here. Means at 45-degree we are adding four legs, and the height of these legs we are keeping it as 300. So we are moving this cylinder up by 300 like this. This is not enough. We are moving it by 700 again. Now the legs can be visible enough. So if you check the value Q position, it is up by 5000, and axis at C. The midpoint of this cylinder is the origin point of this cylinder. So we are again create in PDMS. There is one command, show cd gen primit. If you type show general primitives. This dialog box will appear. You can create the box. You can give the height, that is 1000. X length. The Z length should be 1000. The X length we are keeping it 200. Same X and Y length we are keeping it 200, and we will create. This is created at the origin point of this sub equipment. Means the origin point of, if you check the origin point of this sub equipment, this one is created at this position. Means 200 down. The origin point is set here, and if you check the origin point of this plate, it is up by 200. If you check axis at C, it is at the middle of this point, so it is down by 100. Let's select this equipment, this leg we are talking about, and as we have set the height 1000, we will up it by 500 with this, using this command. Now we will move it using this command. You can select this graphics cursor. The position, initial position should be this, and we are selecting this point. Simply apply. If you simply measure the distance between this point and this point, it is 500. We are bringing it down by typing this command minus 500. In a plan view, we are moving this leg toward east direction by 1000. Again we will move in west by 500, like this. Now if you have to create another 3 legs, for this you can create copy offset. Number of copies we require is 3 from current element. Offset from element to this element. Return created copies. Yes. We will type Ctrl Z. We'll move it again east by 500. We'll save our work. Again we'll save. We have to create and rotate these legs. I have to create 3 number of copies for an angle 90 degree. Offset from element. In up direction we will apply. Retain create copies, yes. Like this you can add these 4 legs. Check in the east. As these 4 legs created, but these are not at the required position. We will again do the work. Again create copy rotate. Number of copies should be 3 at 90 degree. Cursor element to this element when we will apply. Now if we check, these are created at the same position and at the required distance. If you look in this view, we should bring this down by the 500. Using this command you can bring this down. Again select this, bring this down, select this one, bring this down, select this one and bring this down like this and save your work. Now you have successfully created 4 legs. If you want to rotate these legs by 45, you can use this command. You can rotate this. You can create the list. You should create the list. By typing this command you can create the list. Give it a name like this. Add this current element, highlight this. If you click identified, you can identify this, identify this, click escape, and this 4 legs added like this. Save. Keep this dialog box at side. Now if you click rotate advance, in the element C collection should be current list, and at 45 degree you want to rotate these 4 legs, and if you rotate this it will rotate like this. Now if you want to check your cylinder, you can go to this current view, apply. Like this you can create the cylinder, its leg. Now if you want to create the dish at the top of this cylinder, you should create on this dish. You should have to know the diameter q. This is of 4000. We will give the dish dia 4000. The radius is 10 times. This is the knuckle radius. Knuckle radius, if you check the parameters, this is of the 10 times. Knuckle radius should be 10 times to q. So we will type this 400 value, and the height you can give. Height should be minimum 300. We are keeping. We will click this point and it will appear like this. If you want to modify the height, you can give 500. Now again, for creating the nozzle, we will create the sub equipment. Sub equipment, the equipment, you should create the sub equipment, give it a name nozzle, like this. So we will give another name nozzle 001. And if you want to create the nozzle, type this nozzle, manhole. We are creating the manhole. Each one we will give it a name. We will keeping unseen nozzles. We will using this male nozzle of type. Again we will try to select another one. 600 mm. We'll keeping 400, and height should be, we will 2000. Up of the cylinder dia, the radius of the cylinder is 2000, and the man can enter nearly half distance inside the cylinder. So we are keeping this much height. We are creating. Now we have to set the origin point. We are setting this origin point. If you click this rotate 90 about Z, apply rotation like this, and next, as it goes inside. We are bringing it back by typing this command by east. We want this 300 out, so we are typing this like this. Now if you look into the plan view, if you want to create, if you look like this, I will again try to create one nozzle, that is, we'll create the nozzle. But while pipe nozzle is there, we are using 150 unsea flanges of 100 NB. Again we are giving the height. We are trying to create the nozzle at the top of the dish, and we are keeping the height 250. We are keeping it 400, and it should be 150 out from the dish surface. So we are creating this, and again we are setting the center of this point. We are rotating it by in a y direction. If you rotate like this, we are bringing it up by 3 and 150 like this. You can create and offset this nozzle as well. We are offsetting this nozzle in the x direction by around 700, and created copies x. Yes, we are bringing it 300 more in each direction like this. If you want to rotate this at any certain angle, so simply cursor element should be like this. At 45 degree we are rotating this. As we have been on this sub equipment, so this was rotated like this. First of all, you should be on the required nozzle that need to be rotated. After that, click rotate and cursor element collection. We are selecting the C. If you rotate this, like, it will be rotated like this in 45 degree. Now again you can create copy this rotation. You can create 3 more nozzles. You have to give the angle 90 degree angle. If you give, you should apply like this. You can create copies. Yes, like this you can create nozzles that you required. I hope you like this video. Please share this with your friends, and thanks for watching.